Yo, what's up, guys? We're back with another video. You know what time it is. Bro, we got an interesting one right here. It says he tells a disturbing story of why you should never date married women. Bro, I thought that was a given. I thought you were never supposed to talk to a married girl. You know what I'm saying? She had a ring. Even if she wants to cheat, your job as a man, in my opinion, is just to walk away. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself in that other man's shoes. Better yet, tell the man. Now that's a hard thing to do, but I got an interesting story afterwards. Actually, let's get right into it.
Leave married women alone. Let me tell you what happened today. So today I'm in the store, and there was a young lady in front of me. Guy comes in there and approaching her, talking to her, and then he asked her, "Yo, you married? You clearly see the ring on her finger." And she said, "Yeah." So he said, "You happy?" What?
Boss. Oh man, this man, he knows. There's a certain smell an unhappy married woman gives off. You know what I'm saying? So he had the confidence enough to be like, "Yo, you happy? You happy?" You know what I'm saying? That's tough. That's tough.
That's my thought process.
Crazy.
So she said no. They exchanged numbers. He was like, "Well, call me when the coast is clear." And I just gave him this look like, "You playing a dangerous game, my man." And here's why. You don't know the mental stability of her husband. You don't know what that man has to do to put food on the table. You don't know what stressors he got in the day. And you don't know what event in his life is needed for him to make sure nobody's breathing in that house again. Right? So why would you play that game? And also, you don't know what he looked like. You may be walking down the street, and next thing you know, you ain't walking down there no more. And you don't know where it came from. The guy walking past you can be her husband. I could have been her husband's friend and taking screenshots of you, man, or whatever. You see where I'm going, man? This is why you don't play with another man's wife. I don't care how fine she is.
It's not even about the dangers of you getting hurt by the husband. It's more of honestly on some real stuff, bro. On some real stuff, bro. I'm not sure if y'all believe in God or the spiritual world, karma, whatever you want to call it, bro. But you reap what you sow. So if he did something grimy like this, just know, bro, there's a God out there that will it gets ugly. It gets ugly quick. No cap.
Somebody's wife. And if you keep playing, you don't know what could happen to be able to make sure you ain't breathing. You don't know the mental stability of these people. And regardless of whatever goes on in their household, it's still their household as a man. Right? And let me tell you something. If she doesn't want to be courageous or tough or whatever the case may be and go down there and do the grown woman thing and go get a divorce and play these games on him, that ain't for you. You ain't nobody's freaking chew toy, man. You ain't somebody to go play with and whatever, and while they try to sort some things out, because you're not supposed to get involved in another man's affairs. And you're not supposed to get involved in anybody's household. You playing a dangerous game when you play with another man's wife. And let me tell you what happened when I was in the military. This guy orchestrated this story because he knew that his wife was cheating on him. So he told her, "I'm going in the field." Right? But he didn't tell her it wasn't his company. It was us. Right? So he was staying back. So when she dropped him off, she seen us get ready. So in her mind, she did assume that it was him. She didn't know that it was Alpha Company. Right? So all of a sudden, bam, we leave. He goes back, catches them in the act.
Dang. In the act? Imagine, bro. First off, you're already in the military. You got a high stress job. You know what I'm saying? You got to blow people up type stuff. If depending on what part of the military you in. So you just walk in. You already stressed out. You see your girl getting clapped by another nigga, bro. Bro, come on, bro.
Nobody breathing.
Dang.
Including him.
Dang.
You see where I'm going? A little bit of discipline can go a long way. There's millions of single women out here who are beautiful and bad, who would be with you, that don't have them problems. Do not end your life over something stupid, man. Do not sit there and do something dumb because you want to sit here and see this chick married. You don't know what she's telling her husband, and you don't know what's going on in that household. Don't be stupid. This is your public safety announcement. I'm out.
That was W. That was a W take, baby. That was a W take. Let's get this ad out the way.
I dare you to let me build you
Dang.
a completely free e-commerce store.
Shout out to that brother right there, man. That was an excellent breakdown of what he just said. And I got a lot to unpack in reference to what he said, because I have firsthand experience with this on both sides. Being the married man, even if me and my wife were separated, and being the dude that came across women that were married, and sometimes women lie. So let's just get that out there. Women lie a lot, and they'll tell you stuff and have you thinking that she's single and all along she's married, just because she may be just trying to get the husband upset, maybe in an unhappy thing. But when you start asking, as soon as a woman tell you she's married, keep it moving. First of all, that whole story of are you happy, and you asking a woman is she happy, first of all, I was always taught you don't ask a woman, she'll reveal it to you, right, if she's married or not.
That's an L take. I mean, I don't know how that goes, but for me, it's like, go with the flow. You start peeping game. Yo, you gotta before we go any further, you know what I'm saying? You got a significant other I should know about. Come on.
Because you never know what's going on with a woman. Eventually, she'll reveal it to you, or she'll reveal her situation.
That's true too, though. That's true.
As you're getting to know her, a lot of you guys ask a woman up front, and sometimes that will turn a woman off, but I guess it's better to know up front. But I was the dude when I was going through a divorce or separation with my wife. She was, and I talked about this on my channel, right? She started dealing with this guy, and this is like 10 years ago. She was dealing with a guy that was in his 60s or 50s, mid 50s, or whatever it was at the time. He was definitely in his 50s. So he's definitely in his 60s now, probably mid 60s. And we were like 30 at the time. So this dude would show up to my son's games. He would show up to court dates and all types of stuff like that. And I didn't know his name till he showed up to court, and he had to say who he was. And that's when I found out. But the fact of the matter is, this is a man this old, and I guess he thought I was pussy. And one thing I want you guys to know, even if you think someone's pussy, keep in mind that I had custody of my kids. Even if you think someone's pussy, you never know where their head is at. Someone that's pussy could easily take you out and delete you. You don't know where somebody's mindset, but a lot of you dudes think you're tough and all this stuff over some buns that's not even yours. So it was plenty of times, guys. I'm just telling you what my mindset was at the time. It was plenty of times, and I know she watches my channel. This cornball probably does too. There was plenty of times that I thought about actually going up to where they worked at and just giving it to them. Just giving it to them at that point, because if I put hands on them, I'm going to prison losing the kids. So I was just like, yo, if I'm going to do something to him, I might as well just do it to this guy. And I was at that thought. I was like, the audacity, this dude, not only that, he's trying to get me in trouble, trying to help her out to get the kids and all that stuff, meddling in other people's business. There's a lot of men, and rightfully so, that aren't on this earth anymore because they're getting in another man's business, like he said. But over time, cooler heads prevail, and at the end of the day, I came out on top. What I look like deleting some 60-something-year-old man that my soon-to-be ex-wife at the time wanted to be with. When there's all these buns out here, there's all these women, all this stuff that you guys would have never even heard of me if I would have threw my life away over some 60-something-year-old man. It's crazy. But on the flip side, fellas, yeah, you're playing a dangerous game. You're playing something that you don't know what the outcome is. You don't know what will happen. You don't know anything like that. You don't know. You just think you're tough, and next thing you know, that could be your last bit. You probably wouldn't even get the buns. At least get the buns if you're going to go out. Just food for thought, guys. It's not worth it. There's tons of single women. And I know women, like I said, women can lie, but there's tons of single women out here. You don't need to be getting involved in something that you got rappers, all these other people, and they're not even married to the woman, where guys have found out and you happen to spend the night at a woman's house, which is, especially if you haven't been rocking with that woman for a while, don't go spending the night at a woman's house, because she probably got a boyfriend or a husband who's tracking her, and he's not gonna take it out on her. He's gonna take it out on you. And he talked about the military as well. Happens in the military all the time, guys. Happens all the time in the military. So, yo, just be aware of that, guys. Don't deal with married women. Do not.
All right, I'm gonna just end it right there, guys. You know what? There's a verse. There's a verse I want to bring up, bro. So check it out, bro. This isn't even like, it's all throughout the Bible. Like on some real stuff. There's so many verses about sleeping with like other men's wives. What happens? And the man that committeth well, we're not reading this crap, bro. Come on, NIV type stuff, bro. The Bible verse that address sleeping with another man's wife, it says that he who sleeps with another man's wife will not go unpunished, bro. If you know for a fact, bro, that this woman is married, it is in your best interest to avoid. So I just saw this clip, bro. I saw somebody reacting to this, and I'm like, yo, like I didn't watch the full thing, and I'm like, this would be a great reaction, because I know there's a lot of y'all little youngins out there that think it's cute. I'm letting y'all know, one of y'all might watch this one day before you get presented the opportunity. That's one thing about this world that I'm realizing. We're all presented an opportunity in everything. That can be everything, drugs, lying, stealing, bro, whatever you want to think of, bro. Like you're giving every opportunity in this world before you die, I believe. And this is just one of those opportunities. And you gotta stay away, man. Stay away. Yeah, I was gonna tell y'all a cooler story. Y'all want the story? Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all the story, bro. Now, I have a story for myself personally, but I'm a tell you guys a story about somebody I used to work with. So turns out I used to work at this place, right? There's a bunch of women that work there type stuff. And long story short, I remember one night we were all like just kicking it, you know what I'm saying? After work, you know. I ain't gonna be too descriptive because I don't want people to be like, because some people be watching me, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to be too descriptive. But long story short, I found out that this the shorty, somebody I was working with at the time, was like she was allowing another man to clap her where her man comes from out of state to come see her sometimes. So this dude's in a different state making his bread while she's getting clapped back home by another dude. And I would see this dude on a regular basis, like the dude that's from out of state. He would like come, I would see him, you know, I'd be like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Because he coming in type stuff to check on this girl, you know what I'm saying? What's sad was like, I didn't know if I should tell him or not. I never told him. Is it an L take? It's not my business really, but it's like, dang, like I wasn't even close to the dude. I wasn't really close to this female, but just to see that happening, like really close to my proximity, it just put a bad taste in my mouth, bro. So yeah, man, I just recommend never doing that, bro. That's an L. Anyway, guys, hope you guys like this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know what you guys want me to react to next. I cannot wait to get into more reactions. I am loving it. You feel me? All right, guys, y'all be easy. Love ya. You dig? Sip. You dig? Sip, sip, sip. You know what I'm saying? Sip.